Well, welcome to lesson 35 of Learn New Testament Greek. We're continuing in a series of lessons looking at John chapter 4, the meeting between Jesus and the Samaritan woman. Today we look at verses 16 to 18. Legeate hupage phoneson ton andrasu kai elthe enthade. So he says to her, hupage. So this ending here indicates a present imperative form from hupago. Phoneson, this is also an imperative, but this is an aorist imperative, so the son ending indicates that it's an aorist imperative. So he says, go, call. In English the imperative is just the basic, same as the basic verb form. We don't use any endings, we just say, go, call, ton andrasu, the man, your man. And so this is aner, is the root form, and it basically means man or male, aner, and it can also mean husband, your husband, kai elthe, and come. Again, this is another imperative, again with the ending, and erchamai. Again, you can see it on the back page of our reference sheet, slightly irregular in its forms. Elthe is an aorist imperative from erchamai. Enthade, we met this word in the previous lesson, come here, to. The thade means to, and the n meaning in, used here in the sense of here. So Jesus says, go call your husband and come back. We'd have to say, come back here. Apekrathe hegune kai epen aute, again this characteristic form, answered the woman and said to him, uk echo andra. So u is the base form, but it takes on the k when a vowel follows it. Uk echo, not I have andra, a husband. Lege aute ho Jesus, kalus epas hoti andra uk echo, says to her Jesus, well, you have said that husband I don't have. Notice Jesus changes the order. She said uk echo andra. Jesus says andra uk echo. I don't think there's any significance in it. Often we'd say the word at the beginning is emphasized, but certainly not in the normal English sense here, where it would mean husband. I don't have a husband. I don't think that's what it's meaning, but he's really just repeating her words, just change the order as a matter of style. And the os is a characteristic adverb ending, just like in English we use the ending ly. So beautiful is an adjective, and beautifully is an adverb. So it's describing an action. Beautiful describes a noun, like Mary, a person is beautiful, but then to describe a verb, an action, you use an adverb. He hit it beautifully, or she painted it beautifully. So this is an adverb, and it's describing this verb. You spoke well, and his tone is ironic. You spoke well when you said you're certainly true. That's quite true. We might say that's quite true. You said you haven't got a husband. Pentegar andras eskes. For 5 men you have had. Eskes is a regular aorist from echo, and again you can see that on the back page of our reference sheet. You have had a regular aorist form. Kai nun hon eches uk estin su aner. And now The one you have not is not your man, your husband. Tuto elethes, this truly, this is an adverb again, but it's this time it's got the S ending. Alethos means true, alethes is truly. Erekas, and this is a perfect from Lego. Again, you need to refer to the back page of that sheet to see this different form. It's a perfect, but irregularly it doesn't have the repetition of this letter in the front, but it does have the K, which is characteristic of perfect. This truly you have said. So yeah, he's saying this obviously with a smile. I don't think he's saying this in a condemning way, but he's saying it with a twinkle in his eye, a bit of a smile. Okay, just to conclude, here's an interesting question. Is it significant that the word aner occurs 5 times in this passage? Is it significant that husband in Hebrew, even modern Hebrew, is Baal, meaning Lord, and that by some counts the Samaritans had 5 false gods? So is this story symbolizing the condition of the Samaritans who had 5 false gods? Well, some people at one extreme, they would say this whole story didn't really happen. It's all a symbolic story about the Samaritans and their 5 gods that need to be drawn back to the true God. But I don't go along with that. I think the story is clearly presented as a true historical happening. But it's also true that John brings out spiritual significance of the things that he's talking about very often. So I'm not sure whether I would, to me it's a bit of an open question, to what extent, as some commentators suggest, we can read into this the whole condition of the Samaritans and their 5 false gods represented by this woman with her 5 men, 5 Baals, or husbands. Baal, we read in the Old Testament the name of a false god, but this is just the Hebrew word meaning Lord, and it's also used, as I said, even in modern Hebrew to mean husband. So here's the link. They're using aner, meaning man or husband. So is it also echoing this word Baal and talking about the 5 false gods of the Samaritans? Well, I leave that for you to decide, but it's part of the interesting question of how deep is John thinking here? How many echoes is he making of deeper significance?